children are from In Harmony Lambeth, which is part of In Harmony Sistema England. 3 projects are already up and running, and we hope to have several more very soon. In August 2007, I went to a performance of the Simon Bolivar Youth Orchestra at the Proms, and like everybody else in the audience that night, I was absolutely blown away. It was a magnificent performance, and really the standard could have been compared with any professional orchestra in the world. So I thought, well, if that can be done in Venezuela, why can't we do that in England, where we already have an existing programme of music education? I think when In Harmony started, there were people who thought, well, we're not poor enough here, we're not Venezuela, we're not a third world country. But I think that perhaps some of those people had not visited the areas, certainly that we've chosen. The reason that In Harmony Lambeth was chosen was firstly because they presented a really, really good project in association with the South Bank Centre and the London Philharmonic Orchestra, which really made sense that we thought that they could deliver something very special. But also, Lambeth has a history of being a very deprived and troubled borough. And I think already you will find people who will say that in the 2.5 years it's been going, that In Harmony Lambeth has made a big difference.
In Harmony Lambeth is delivered by Lambeth Council's Children and Young People Service in partnership with the South Bank Centre, the London Philharmonic Orchestra and Amicus Horizon. Together we ensure that children have an enhanced musical experience and a variety of opportunities. There are currently 450 children involved in the programme, aged 4 to 13, from 2 key partner schools, St Stephen's Church of England Primary School and Herbert Morrison Primary School. In addition, children from Wyville Primary School and children from the local area attend the after-school programme. Children from the key partner schools receive up to 4 hours of tuition each week. This will consist of a musicianship lesson, a small group lesson, and most importantly, an ensemble lesson. When children are ready to join the after-school programme, they can attend an informal placement audition to join the Purcell Orchestra. Each term, children are given the opportunity to audition for the Holst Orchestra and the In Harmony Lambeth Quartet. On a regular basis, the orchestras come together to form the Stockwell Children's Orchestra. In Harmony is very different to other music programmes, mainly due to its intensive and immersive nature. Children will spend up to 4 hours during school and 5.5 hours after school making music each week. A key feature of the programme is that children join the orchestra from day one, and the most important thing is performance. Another key feature of the programme is that children are encouraged from an early stage to mentor their peers and also stand up in front of the orchestra and direct.
Conducting is really exciting because it makes the whole orchestra listen to you and only you. It makes the flow of the music go at your tempo, your speed, and at the power you want it to be. And it's really fun.
When I play music, I feel like free, and before I didn't know much, but when I was starting to play, it made me feel like to understand stuff, how to solve problems.
When I play my music, I feel happy, confident, and I think I can play the whole piece through.
I feel happy, and when I play music, I feel like I'm not in the same room as everybody else, but I feel like I'm in a totally different world.
When I grow up, I want to be a solo violinist because I love playing music and I want to get better each day.
It is primarily a social program, at least that's how I see it. using music as a vehicle. It's a kind of catalyst which aims to transform the lives of children who would not normally be exposed to such opportunities. It's been amazing because I've actually been part of the journey from the beginning and seen how it has actually allowed them to grow in confidence, not only in terms of their musicality, their musical skills, but in terms of improving their confidence, their self-esteem, giving them the ability to make new friendships, because it's not just children from their own school, they have the opportunity to mix with children from other schools and from the wider community. So it's created a sense of well-being within the greater In Harmony family.
People often ask me, what is El Sistema? And I think to answer that, it's important to understand a little bit about the culture and the place of Venezuela, where this project began and where it has its homeland. It started as a project in the mid-1970s, 1975, to give opportunity to Venezuelan musicians who wouldn't otherwise have opportunity to be able to play in orchestras and take a proper part in musical life. And it's essentially a social project in which music is used as a vehicle in order to give opportunity to everyone to actually be able to make music and to play together in orchestras. One of the elements that's often debated within Sistema conversations is this balance between, is it a social project, is it a music project? And I would say very clearly my feeling is that it is essentially a social project. It's about the social development of us within our own culture and our society. And it uses music, and it uses particularly playing together in orchestras as the vehicle for that. But in the end, I think Maestro Abreu is always very clear. It's about the way that we as individuals in society work together and develop.
Well, we're into our third year of the In Harmony project, well, 2.5 years really, and our current Year 2 children are the ones that have benefited from the early years involvement right through to Year 2. And we've certainly noticed an increase in our results, our academic results, with reading and writing, with the younger children in the foundation stage and working through Year 1 and Year 2. The school is situated in a difficult area, and some children are growing up with very difficult problems and very few options. And these children taking part in the music project really have turned their lives around and really have something to look forward to, somewhere they can express themselves and to have this sense of belonging and producing this beautiful music.
I think she's been working really hard. I think a big benefit for her is she had to go through a period of not being able to play it very well, the violin, and she really learned that you work at something and you practice hard, and although it sounds for a while not very nice, by practicing you actually have a sense of achievement and a sense of being able to do that.
I'm really glad that she does it, because as I said, I never thought it would be something that me or my family would ever go into. Her social network, her friends and everything, she socialises more with them due to being in Harmony and having lots of friends in Harmony as well. She's always been one of the top students in her class, and she's keeping up there, so I'm hoping that In Harmony's helping expand her brain and keep her focused so she can stay up in the top groups. But yeah, Jameela's pretty much flourished into a beautiful flower.
Music is a wonderful glue, really, to bring people together. It doesn't have any barriers of language, of class, of anything like that. Music is music. And the wonderful thing about In Harmony is that the children work together. Now that's already a way of bringing people together. They work through the symphony orchestra at music, at something that's bigger than them as individuals. They have to work together in order to get a really good end result. And the more that they work on their music, the more they want to do that. They want to do that themselves. So this is a wonderful way of breaking down any kinds of barriers that might exist. I was very lucky to be brought up in a hugely musical family. I was surrounded by music all the time. And had I not been, probably the only place I could have found music would have been at school, which is why I've always believed so passionately in music education, because music really can change people's lives, especially when they're coming from a poor background. Music should never be something which is only for the rich to afford. You know, people who can afford, parents who can afford to buy instruments, afford to pay for music lessons for their children. Music, as far as I'm concerned, should be a birthright. If a child wants to play an instrument, or if a child wants to get to know about music, they should be able to do so. Money should not come in the way of that, because it's something that can be a really life-changing and wonderful thing for people.